Welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the famous Taoqi's auto attack skills, ultimate attack, and break down all her mechanics and show you guys exactly how she works. So let's go over her Weatherite forte first. So I want you guys first, I always say this in every video, I want you guys to pay attention to the resonance chain that's at the bottom. There's 3 of them here, and I'll explain to you in detail exactly how that works too. So we're gonna go over her resonance chain skill first. So it's called the Power of Shuan Wu, and this is called a energy conversion, right? So basically what happens here is when you fill up this bar, the way to fill it up is usually through using your skill ability. So when you trigger your skill, it stacks your resonance chain. So each time you use your skill, you get a resonance chain added onto the full thing, and it's only 3. So you need to use your skill at least 3 times for this to work, so you can have the full resonance chain filled up. Now, what happens when you fill this up and how do you use it? Well, the reason why it's showing you 3 clicks here is because what you have to do is hold click, and when you hold click, she puts up a pink shield and defends herself. Now, when an enemy penetrates that shield and attacks you, you have the opportunity to counter with your resonance chain. And when you're able to do that, there's a slight pause and you could click 3 times to do 3 counters, do havoc damage, and heal yourself at the same time. If you just use 1 impenetrable, you get resilience. If you use offensive defense, you get 2 resilience, right? So I think personally, when it comes to this, you want to fill up the whole chain so you could do the whole combo. You could do it maybe 1 or 2, but filling it up all the way, you're going to get the most DPS. You're going to get better output damage and healing also. Now let's go over her auto attacks. Her auto attacks are pretty simple, but she plays a little bit different because she uses a really big sword and she's a little bit on the slower side because she has to weave a big blade. So she has 4 normal auto attacks that she does, and mind you, she's very slow, so you gotta like time all this stuff and dodge accordingly and all that. So always keep in mind that she's a little bit slower. For her heavy attack, what happens is you hold click and she puts up her shield. Now, just to let you guys know, when you hold your shield up, her stamina drains very fast. So you got to time it very well so you don't lose all your stamina, because you can. If you don't time the attack and time the charged attack, which is your counter or your shield, you're going to lose all your stamina and you're not going to be able to dodge any attacks. But good thing that Taoqi is basically a freaking tank. Okay, she has a bunch of HP and she stacks on defense, so she's not gonna die very easily because of all the defense that she has from upgrading her and leveling her, right? So basically what happens is the shield that she puts up is based off of how much defense Taoqi has. So the more defense you have, the stronger the shield's gonna be to withstand strong attacks, right? And when you're countering at the same time, when you're doing your auto attacks, after using the shield, you do havoc damage. But when you're doing your normal attacks, it's all physical damage. I just want to let you guys know that, okay? Now, let's go over her skill. Her skill is called impenetrable. And what happens is when she triggers this skill, you actually fill up 1 resonance chain, okay? There's 3 that you need to fill on the resonance chain. Each time you use a skill, you fill up 1 slot. Now, while you're using her skill, there's gonna be 3 little shields that float around your character. And what that does, it basically, it kind of like protects you and it reduces your damage taken. So when you switch to another character, those shields stay on whatever character you switch to. So don't even worry about that. It just stays there, which is good because you could switch out, use your skill, come back, switch out, use your skill. So you could stack that chain, which is the whole point of her kit. Now, we're going to go over her Resonance Liberation, her ultimate attack, which is called Shuan Wu's Bless. This attack is insane. So if you manage to get this ult, it is so freaking powerful, right? So basically what happens is basically do 1 big strike of havoc damage, but it's based on Taoqi's defense. So the more defense you have, the stronger this ultimate attack will be. So you definitely want to stack a lot of defense on her so you could get the most havoc damage possible. And it's just 1 strike. And what happens is when you strike with her ultimate attack, there's a field around her and there's like a pink circle. And what happens is everything freezes in time and enemies slow down. This could be for bosses. This could be for any enemy in the game. It works on every single enemy. So take advantage of that. If you want to switch to another character in DPS, take advantage of that slow time because it's very, very good. We're already done with the skills. We're going to actually show you how she actually works. Okay. So it's Taoqi, right? So I'm going to show you the 4 auto attacks first. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I know it seems like this might be havoc damage, but it's actually just physical damage. So you're not going to be doing havoc damage, right? It's all physical. I'm just letting you know that ahead of time. Now you can do the heavy attack, which if you hold click, you hold and then this pops up. This is the shield. Now this drains your stamina really fast. So you gotta make sure that you're timing this correctly. If you don't, you're gonna be very vulnerable and you're gonna get hit no matter what. So make sure to do it at the right time, okay? So when you hold, someone breaks it, you can auto attack 1, 2, 3, right? From the counter, because someone's gonna have to break it. You use these 3 as the counter attacks. It heals you and it does havoc damage at the same time. So you could do your plunge attack like this, right? It's a big slam, right? And then also you have your skill, which you just press E. And then she creates these shields floating around her, which protects her. And you also stack on your resonance chain, which is really good. You're going to need that later on. Now, let's find some enemies so I could show you guys exactly how this all works and it's all put together. We found ourselves an enemy here. I'm going to be attacking with some auto attacks first. Use the skill. Now, I do want to let you guys know that there are a couple different ways that you can counter some attacks. You could counter like this. You can even counter with your E. If you time everything correctly, you can click E and it will work as a counter as well. And then you could do the resonance chain attacks and get heals back, just to let you know. Okay, so let's showcase that right now. I'm going to show you how this works. We're going to fight this guy. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Those are the auto attacks that you can do, right? Now you see my health is going low. I'm going to use my skill and it's going to protect me a little bit, right? You see how they get knocked out? It's basically reducing my damage. And now it's gone. It reduced my damage, but it's gone now. So you can also dodge. And when you dodge and attack, it does havoc damage. You could do that as well. Now let me counter with E only first. I'm going to show the counter with E first. And then I'll show you with holding the click button. You could click, 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 and we got our heals back and we did some havoc damage there too. Now our resonance chain is completely empty because we used all those counter attacks, right? So now let's try to get it back. What I'm gonna do is wait until I stack one here. Nice, we have 1 stack. All right, now we have 2 here. We just stacked 2. I need to stack 1 more so I could do the full combo, okay? So we already did the counter with E itself. And I'm gonna do the counter now with attacking, okay? So look, I'm gonna do this. Now we have 3 stacks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for him to attack so I could counter this properly. It's pretty hard. You gotta really time it. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and we got our heals back, right? Such a cool unit, dude. She is a tank, okay? Now the next thing I want to show you guys is her resonance liberation, basically her ultimate attack, which I'm going to show you how much damage it does. It does a lot of damage, especially if you stack the resonance chain. If you stack the resonance chain, you're going to do a lot more damage as well. So let me stack this really quick so I can show you exactly what happens. Okay, cool. Okay, so you could actually have them break your shield, which is kind of funny, but you could still dodge after. Okay, cool. We got heals back. Now I'm going to show you guys how the resonance liberation attack works, aka the ultimate attack. I'm going to press R and you're going to see a big amount of damage done to the enemy, and it's going to slow down time. So let's see if we could do that real quick. Here we go. 10,000 damage, and you see him floating in the air. She is an amazing unit. When it comes to complexity, she is a ton of fun to use. Such a great character, and she's only a 4-star. She's a lot of fun. She's really, really cool. And yeah, basically, I think that's pretty much Taoqi's kit, you know, just you have to practice with her because her timing is very off. Like I still don't even know how to parry with her because she has a longer sword, so the reach is different, right? So when you're parrying, it's a little different. I like to just parry with like either the shield or actually this one, right? Just I'd rather parry with that. I feel safer and I feel like I can do it, but actually parrying like this it's pretty hard. You got to practice a lot with her, figure out her timing, and really understand how her mechanics work. So I really hope that this video brought you some type of value. Let me know what you guys think about Taoqi. Let me know what character you want to see next, and will you be maining her in the future? Will be using her. I think she's a great unit. I love that she can heal herself, also DPSing at the same time. She makes a great tank. She's easy to build because it's defense. You know, any character is really good to build on defense. It's really easy. You get defense stats all the time, and yeah, and so forth and so forth. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.